Hello, Cybersecurity Law class. I just want to drop a quick video to welcome you back for this week and to introduce the materials that we're going to be covering this week. So let me say first that I was really pleased with the discussions that you all had in the online forums last week. I think for the most part it was some really good and robust discussion, and I can tell that many of you really read the materials carefully, and that's exactly what we're looking for. This week, we are going to talk a little bit more about the nature of cyberspace as a place. And the first thing that I gave you to read is really a kind of historic, important document in any discussion of cyberspace law and internet law and the history of the internet, which is John Perry Barlow's A Declaration of the Independence of Cyberspace. That document usually kicks off the kind of discussion that we're going to be having this week. And I want you to read it and think about it kind of critically. What kind of vision did Barlow have when he first wrote that document? And I also gave you a video of Barlow just really not too long before he died, from a year or two ago. And he still in that video really seems to be kind of wedded to the vision he originally had in that declaration. And the question to ask is, did that really bear fruit? Was it really realized? Or do things like, what we've unfortunately seen in the news over the past month about mass shooters putting their manifestos online and communicating with each other and having groups like 8chan and so on, does that sort of thing really belie Barlow's vision, or is it more of a sort of bump in the road? Some other readings I gave you kind of in the what I would call beginnings or early history of internet law back in the mid to late 90s, there was a real debate in the scholarly literature about, in a sense, whether Barlow's vision was basically right, that the internet is this new borderless world, and we can kind of call that internet exceptionalism, or if Barlow's vision was really wrong, and in fact, the internet is just like any other piece of infrastructure, and there's no reason to create any sort of special law around it. We can sort of call that internet non-exceptionalism, and that's really exemplified in the Easterbrook piece, Cyberspace and the Law of the Horse. I think over time a kind of mediating position has developed, and I would guess there's a fair number of us who do scholarship and thinking and work in this space that are somewhere in the middle. There are things about the internet that are unique and different, and there are things about the internet that maybe aren't really all that unique and different. But I want you to think about kind of what your perspective would be on those questions as you read those pieces and as you communicate in the discussion forum this week as well. So again, I'll see you online during the week, and hope you enjoy the readings this week.